Hello and welcome to Revere TV News. I'm Rick Freni. Deb Pesca is on assignment. Now we finally get a break from the snow. It's been weeks since our last blizzard, but it seems like the snow in Revere won't be defrosted for months. This has been the harshest winter Revere has seen in decades. We broke snowfall records and crippling cold followed these storms, making our recovery much harder. So our Revere City Council is talking about snow plans for the future. Two motions were presented by Councilor Ira Novoselsky, so we're prepared if we're to get this amount of snow next winter. He proposed that Mayor Rizzo, the Superintendent of Public Works, our police chief, and the fire chief create a set plan for snow removal. This includes a parking ban that calls for one-sided parking throughout the city during storms. The other motion is to deal with making an emergency artery on North Shore Road between the beach and Butler Circle. Plowing is also a major issue. Other councilors explained that there must be a workshop for all plow drivers in Revere, including private contractors. Parking bans will help plows get to the whole street cleared instead of just clearing narrow paths. They also want to address the mandatory marking and digging out of fire hydrants. There's no doubt that this plan is extensive, but having something set in stone for the future would definitely improve Revere's recovery process. Revere is actually in great shape financially. The State Department of Revenue reported that the city has over $6 million in free cash. Our impressive fiscal status puts Revere on the rise, and Mayor Rizzo says that the residents of Revere should be happy to live in a place that isn't struggling. This is the first time in history that Revere has been recognized by the Government Finance Officers Association for the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. They say since Rizzo became mayor, the budget has become more user-friendly and transparent to the community. The FBI is working with Revere Police, investigating the source and threat of anti-Muslim notes that were found distributed around the area of Shirley Ave. The police are not confident that it is a credible threat, but Chief Caffarelli has met with Muslim business owners in the Shirley Ave area to talk about the threat and establish a relationship with the Muslim community. Revere Police and the FBI said they don't believe there is a major threat, but the investigation is taking place to ensure that the creator of these notes does not take any smaller action in the city of Revere. Revere Response has shown a no-tolerance policy for hate speech. Our Revere TV community member, Rashid Mukabar, publishes Zara magazine to highlight the Arab American community. He also produces his own show on this topic at Revere TV. As a devout Muslim and American, Rashid's show and magazine take pride in the Arab American community around Revere. He attended Revere Police's latest event this month, Coffee with a Cop, and asked Chief Caffarelli about these hateful notes. Here's what he had to say.
Good morning. My name is Chief Joe Caffarelli, and I would like to address the entire community of Revere that these recent acts of hatred by way of distributing pamphlets condemning and threatening the Muslim community will not be tolerated in the city of Revere, not on my watch. All are welcome here in the city of Revere of all demographics, and I am not going to allow anybody to threaten any particular group. It's an ongoing investigation, and we will pursue this investigation to its fullest, up to and including prosecuting those involved if we can identify them. Thank you.
Wynn Everett is finally starting to form a traffic improvement plan before their construction is finished. And they open in our neighboring city, as we know. Traffic in cities and towns surrounding Everett will definitely be affected by the arrival of Wynn Casino. Specifically in Revere, this includes Revere Beach Parkway and Bell Circle, which is a major artery that will lead to Wynn. They will be working with the Department of Transportation to appropriately program the traffic signal timing to accommodate the increase in traffic to the area. Wynn and MassDOT will also improve and update road signs in that area. Wynn Everett's president, Bob DeSalvio, has officially pledged to give former workers of Suffolk Downs privilege in the hiring process at Wynn if they choose to apply. If the proposal to keep Suffolk Downs up and running doesn't work out, he encourages the workers who lose their jobs to move over to Wynn. This commitment comes from as far back as the casino proposal process to the Massachusetts Gaming Commission. Wynn has promised this from the start. Letters were sent out to these workers from DeSalvio with contact information for them to reach Wynn officials for top consideration in the hiring process. Beginning in March, Revere will be working with the Harvard Graduate School of Design to come up with potential development plans for the available sites in our city. This exercise will last about 8 weeks, ending with a public meeting to discuss their proposals in April. The locations being discussed are Bell Circle, Necco, Wonderland Dog Track, the potential for a commuter rail station, Wonderland Marketplace, Ocean Avenue, Revere Beach, and the Beachmont Station area. This exercise is part of the city's Plan Revere initiative. This initiative serves to take advantage of Revere's greatest assets, our proximity to Boston, our waterfront, and public transportation. State Treasurer Deb Goldberg has launched a new internship program in the Treasurer's office. She hopes to give college students in the area and around the state an opportunity to combine what they're learning in the classroom with real-world government experience. These college kids will have the opportunity to work in different departments, focusing on fiscal responsibility, innovative technology, and economic empowerment. Goldberg hopes this will reward students who want to have careers in public service. Applications will be accepted starting April 1st. Now, we've talked about author Len Sandler and his book, See You on Your High Ground, the Jared C. Monty story, before. But Sandler made an appearance at the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center last week for a book signing. His book highlights the heroic acts of war veteran and Medal of Honor recipient Jared Monty, who is from Massachusetts. Jared's dad organizes the Operation Flags for Vets with the Revere Senior Center every Veterans Day. Revere TV had Jared's dad, Paul Monty, Len Sandler, and Steve Fielding in the studio last week as well. Here's a little about what Morris talked about with them on his show, The Revere Veterans and Community.
Paul, and we would like to ask you, can you give us a little history about Jared as a child?
Oh, sure. There's a lot of that in the book, and I think people have to realize that this isn't one of those books where you've got Rambo and G.I. Joe killing everybody in sight, because that's not who my son was, and that's not what I wanted in the book. And after going through a number of authors, I finally hit on an author that said, you know, this story is more true than anything anybody could make up about a young man who just gave and gave and gave his whole life, of a great humanitarian who happened to, in the end, give the ultimate, give his own life for someone else. As a child, wow.
So many stories.
I could for hours, but we had a very adventurous kid, was afraid of nothing, would climb anything, would crawl over anything, would do anything. There wasn't a tree too high, there wasn't a hill too high, there wasn't a river too wide. I remember he was about 4 years old. We bought him one of those big wheels thing, and yeah, man, he loved that. And I come home from work, and what do I got in my driveway? He's already got a piece of plywood set up with a ramp, and he's jumping over jumps. He's 4 years old. What are you doing, son? This is the way he was. I mean, he was. He went from the big wheels to the bicycle with the pegs on it, so that he could stand in the back tire and do tricks, to the go-kart, to the mini bike, to the off-road bike, the dirt bike, to the motorcycle. But you know, so we got a really adventurous kid. But it seemed like his lot in life was to make other people happy, and that's what he did all the time. He brought joy wherever he went, and that was what God intended him to do, was to make other people happy and to look out after other people.
And before we take a quick break, we would just like to extend our condolences to the Penta family and our Revere City Council for the loss of a longtime leader and friend of the community. Councilor Richard A. Penta served in our City Council for Ward 1 and passed away on February 25th. May he rest in peace. He will be missed.
Hi, my name is Stephen Fielding. I'm the director of the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center. We have a spectacular book signing event. It'll take place on Thursday, May 28th at 10:30 a.m. It will be the second visit for author Len Sandler and Paul Monty. The book is about Jared C. Monty, who sacrificed his life in Afghanistan during the war to save soldiers, not only one, but a whole platoon. His act of unselfish valor and courage is depicted in the book See You on the High Ground by Len Sandler. It's a beautiful story and very inspirational. I invite everybody in the Revere to attend the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center at 10:30 on Thursday, May 28th, to meet Len, view a video of the Jared Monty story, and enjoy the warmth and comfort of the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center. Hope to see you there.
Welcome back to Revere TV News, and this week we bring back our Producer Spotlight series. Jessica Simpson was in the studio with Jeffrey Gomez, who recently used our Revere TV studio to produce an instructional CPR video for a school project. So we'll toss it over to Jessica and Jeffrey now.
Hi, I'm Jessica Simpson, and we're in the studio again for another segment of our Revere TV Community Spotlight. Today I'm in the studio with Jeffrey Gomez, who was here a few months ago to film a short clip of a CPR demonstration. So, hi Jeffrey, how are you today?
Good.
Good. And can you tell us what you did here at Revere TV?
What happened is I made a demonstration of CPR, and the purpose was about 92% of people die before reaching the hospital, and I saw that was a huge problem for cardiac arrest. So I decided to demonstrate how to perform CPR throughout other people, so we can have more lives saved.
And that's great. Is CPR certification something that you did on your own?
I don't really certify others. I'm certified myself, but I'm not qualified to give out certifications to others.
But you went to a class for it?
Yes.
Okay. And you used this, the project called Save a Life, is that right?
Yeah.
And you used it for a school project?
Science.
Science project. And here you just were able to make an extensive video, right?
Yep.
All right. And was there a lot of planning and practice that you did for the video?
Yeah, a lot. It took me like an hour and a half to practice throughout this two times, just like 2-3 times, this whole entire demonstration.
Right. And so can you tell us about your experience here in the studio, what it was like, what you did here, how many tries that you, how you planned here in the studio, what you did here in the room. I know your little sister helped you out.
Yep.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Was it difficult?
I liked it throughout here. There was a really nice setup. Like you guys were accessible to many things, and my sister, all she did, she just came in, just dropped on the floor, and I just demonstrated how to move around with a person who has probably a spinal injury. But I really liked it. Like everything was just accessible. Everything was easy. Nothing difficult. The only thing that I had problem was, I just didn't have enough time to practice. So I only had it was like my second shot. So.
And would you encourage other people to watch your video? Just people at home, anyone in general?
Yes, definitely. That's almost the whole entire thing. I try to encourage others to either watch a demonstration or to take a CPR class, because that's the main goal what I'm trying to do, encourage others to get certified, and at least tell them how to perform it, so even if they're not certified, they come across this situation, they can perform it.
Right. And where did you show this video? Have you shown it anywhere yet, in school or anything?
I'm planning to do it on YouTube. I did it to my science class and my Boy Scout troop. So.
Did you get good feedback from them? Did they learn a lot from it?
Yes, everyone learns a lot. Not everyone is not supposed to know how to perform CPR. One day, my teacher, she told the class she came across this situation, and there was one guy stuck in his car, and then there was a nurse who was coming out, and she was the only one who came over and just performed it, and there was other people, so it's It's pretty sad that not a lot of people know, but that's the point of my project, so I could at least encourage them and teach them how to perform CPR.
Right, and that's a really good cause, actually, because it's something that can happen anytime. So it's really good to know. And what did you think about your experience here? Would you come in and film like another CPR thing again or anything?
Yeah, I really like this. Everything's accessible still. Like if it keeps it like this, like everything's great. I like it.
And is there anything else that you want to add? Want to tell people about how to do CPR or what you think about the video?
It's just one thing I want to add is that this most likely will happen from one of your family members, because only 4 out of 5 situations happen at home, so it could be probably someone that you care about.
Right. So it's a really good cause, and I want to thank you for coming in and talking to us, and I want to thank your little sister for being in your video, and your parents for helping out behind the scenes. And you can find our episodes of Revere TV News, where this segment will be played on YouTube and Revere TV Channel 8. So thank you, Jeffrey, for coming in. And we'll now leave you with a clip from Jeffrey's CPR video.
But what if the victim is not in the correct position for you to perform CPR? Well, let me demonstrate. What you first do is you have their legs crisscrossed, and then you will put their hands on their head, because you don't know if they have a spinal or a neck injury, so you always want to support it. And then you put one hand inside the hole and on their hands, so you can still support it, and put the other hand on their hip and just roll them over. And then remove their hands, and uncross their legs. But what if they vomited earlier, or you had to leave the area for some reason? What you want to do is you want to have one arm straight next to their head, and then just roll them over to that side. You do it like this because you're still having their head supported and their airway is open, so the vomit can easily come out. And when you leave, they can breathe easily because their airway is open. Thank you for being my assistant.
Hi, my name is Stephen Fielding. I'm the director of the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center. We have a spectacular book signing event. It'll take place on Thursday, May 28th at 10:30 a.m. It will be the second visit for author Len Sandler and Paul Monty. The book is about Jared C. Monty, who sacrificed his life in Afghanistan during the war to save soldiers, not only one, but a whole platoon. His act of unselfish valor and courage is depicted in the book See You on the High Ground by Len Sandler. It's a beautiful story and very inspirational. I invite everybody in the Revere to attend the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center at 10:30 on Thursday, May 28th, to meet Len, view a video of the Jared Monty story, and enjoy the warmth and comfort of the Rossetti Cowan Senior Center. Hope to see you there.
Now for some upcoming events. Revere TV is holding its first ever public service announcement workshop. We encourage our community members or partnerships to come in and create a PSA for any nonprofit organization or nonprofit event in Revere. This will be on Wednesday, March 11th, anytime between 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. We will assist you in the production process, but would like to have your script already prepared. If participating, prepare a script that can be read on camera in 30 seconds to 1 minute. We allow these PSAs to be read by 1 or 2 people on camera at a time. Send your scripts, any images you may be interested in using, or any questions to Jessica Simpson at jessica.simpson@reveretv.org or call 781-426-9498, extension 4 by Friday, March 6th. The Revere Beach Partnership is looking for people to participate in their fundraising event to benefit Save the Harbor, Save the Bay. This is an organization who strives to improve the condition of Boston Harbor and the beaches around the metropolitan area. This includes Revere Beach. The event is a splash, which means that volunteers will plunge into the ocean on March 21st at noon in front of Kelly's. Ooh, a little cold. All money raised by these teams will be used by the partnership to put on community events at Revere Beach. The splasher who raises the most money will win a round trip on JetBlue Airlines. I'm in. Anyone interested, please register on cupidsplash.org. The MGH Center for Community Health Improvement partnered up with Revere Cares to launch a quality of life survey for residents to give their opinions about the overall health in the city. The survey will serve to determine what the most important health issue is that may be affecting Revere residents and some potential plans to address these issues. The survey can be found in both English and Spanish on revere.org, and paper copies are available at our public library, MGH Revere Health Center, and City Hall. The Spring Carnival is officially coming back this year on March 25th through April 20th. Fiesta Shows brings this carnival every year from Seabrook, New Hampshire, and the Ferris wheel can always be seen lit up at night from various spots around the city. You can't miss it at its location by the Revere Showcase movie theaters. Bring your umbrella, we know it always rains. And for a quick sports update, we would like to congratulate Coach Diana De Cristoforo and the Revere High School girls basketball team for their success in the MIAA state tournament. The girls running the tournament came to an end on Saturday night. Billerica moves on after defeating Revere with a score of 44-35. But the loss does not make the RHS girls' success mean any less. Their hard work, determination, and sportsmanship has been apparent this whole season. I look forward to next year to the Revere High girls varsity basketball team. They have a great core coming back, led by Ali Hinojosa, Trisha Cheever, and Adana Hector. It's going to be a wonderful team, and they're going to go very, very deep in the MIA tournament next year. Well, folks, that's all we have for tonight. For Revere TV News, I'm Rick Freni. Be well and have a pleasant tomorrow.